Speculation is over. The long-awaited announcement came today in Dallas. Boone Pickens will not run for governor in 1990.
Director Kevin Long.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Saying he has other things on his mind besides politics, Amarillo oilman Boone Pickens today announced he will not be a candidate for governor. Pickens made the announcement today in Dallas. KFDA's Kerry King was there.
It's the wrong time, according to Boone Pickens, to run for governor. Boone told an anxious crowd this afternoon in Dallas he will pursue business interests instead of politics.
I can't make that commitment at this stage in my life. I've decided without regret that I have other challenges and other responsibilities.
Mesa's newest offices are under construction in this building in downtown Dallas. Pickens says he had to choose, focus on obtaining public office or Mesa. He chose Mesa because of current natural gas prices, and the company reported its first loss last quarter. He says unfair Japanese business practices also played a big part in his decision, and he intends to turn up the heat on Koito Manufacturing. He's that company's largest shareholder, and they have denied him a position on the company's board of directors twice. Pickens did tighten his connection with this community today by saying that he and his wife Bee are pleased that Dallas is their new home. He maintains that while they may be leaving Amarillo, Mesa isn't.
In most organizations, that your younger people are going to eventually take over. And they came to me and said, let's move to Dallas and get into a more mainstream environment than we've been in before. And we did. I don't think there's any problem there. We have over 400 employees in Amarillo, and it's, I've lived there. I've lived away from there. I've lived in Houston and Corpus Christi and Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and Calgary, and I always went back there.
As for the future, Pickens says running for governor in 1994 isn't out of the question. Reporting from Dallas, Kerry King, KFDA News Nightcast.
In Amarillo today, reaction is mixed to Pickens' decision not to run for governor. KFDA's John Haggerty has that story.
Unsupposed.
The name of T. Boone Pickens has been suggested as a possible candidate for governor for about a year now, and for months until today he'd put off making a public decision.
I'd say there's certainly a good probability that we will run. So but we're going to decide, and we're going to have to be convinced that this is what we want to do.
But it's been no secret he was interested in going after the Republican nomination. Something else which has been no secret is his ability and fondness for campaigning, even among people in this area too young to vote. Among people today, there are those who are disappointed Pickens isn't making a run for it.
I think T-Boone has been a pretty good governor, because he's smart with business. He's been in a long time, and he knows what he's doing.
And there are those who feel differently.
I don't think he should run.
Why is that?
I don't think he's the man for the job, really.
Because Pickens hasn't been elected to a public office before, there are those who wanted to wait and see.
I don't really know. I haven't studied his politics that much to offer an opinion on it.
And, of course, there are those who never say never.
A lot of people say that they're not going to do something, and they turn right around and do it. So let's just see what he does.
John Haggerty, KFDA News Nightcast.
That was Steve Myers reporting live from tonight's school board meeting.
Well, it was the topic of speculation around the state for weeks, and many a friendly wager here in Amarillo today. Would T. Boone Pickens run for governor? The answer is no. The drama began building at noon when Pickens entered the Dallas Rotary Club meeting. He refused to foreshadow his intentions, saying he brought 2 speeches with him. Actually, he and wife Bee had stayed up late the night before talking about the race. Pickens said he wanted to run and thought he could win, but his prior commitments turned him against a race for governor.
We've got a lot of things going on in the state that couldn't in any way have a person at that position that did not have a total 100% commitment to the problems our state has. I can't make that commitment at this stage in my life. I've decided without regrets that I have other challenges and other responsibilities.
One of those other challenges includes trying to get a seat on the Koito Board of Directors in Japan.
I'm not getting loose from that. I'm getting in. I was in about armpits. I'm going in just about my ears now.
And Pickens points out his responsibility to the stockholders group that he founded.
We're really in battle with the Business Roundtable right now over one share, one vote for the United Shareholders Association.
The former Amarillo oil man, who now lives in Dallas, says he hasn't decided who he'll support in the Republican nomination for the 1990 race.
Because I really haven't focused on that at all. We've got good candidates running. I'm so happy that we now have a Republican primary in Texas. It means something.
And what about a Pickens bid for governor in 1994? He says if he can turn more of his business duties over to his senior staffers, he just might decide to run then.
Two people who are in the race for governor are exchanging barbs and gifts. Democratic candidate Ann Richards sent Republican hopeful Ken Hance a snorkel and face mask after Hance sent her a life jacket. Richards says her gift symbolizes that Hance is in over his head and can't see his way to tell the truth. Hance's gift of a life jacket is in reference to Richards' tour this week of the Texas coast. The message that went with the jacket urged Richards to abandon a proposal to increase the state sales tax.
Speculation are finally over. T. Boone Pickens will not join the race for the governor's office. Pickens made his announcement at a Dallas Rotary Club luncheon today. He cited business commitments as the main reasons for his decision. Kathy Jones was in Dallas and has this report.
When Pickens walked into the Dallas Rotary Club, he acted like a candidate for governor. He shook hands and gave out autographed copies of his book, Boone. But the former Amarillo businessman says he does not have time to be governor of Texas.
Now, the governor of Texas is a full-time job. I understand that. You understand that. It's 100% effort. I can't make that commitment at this stage in my life. I've decided without regrets that I have other challenges and other responsibilities.
Those other responsibilities do include campaigning, not for state office, but for shareholders' rights. Pickens is angry that a Japanese auto parts company denied him a seat on its board, even though he is the company's largest shareholder.
Well, don't be surprised if you see me purchase more stock in Kuwait. I mean, we're getting ready to turn the heat up to about 500 degrees.
The oil man didn't dwell on his decision not to run for governor, but he did seem to strengthen his ties to the city of Dallas.
We're excited about the opportunities for our family and for our company here.
Pickens called Dallas his new home, and he says he's excited about opportunities there, but he did take time to say a few kind words about Amarillo.
Naturally, after being someplace that long, that you hate to leave. You have friends there, but you're still going to have friends there.
Many Pickens supporters may feel a sense of relief now that the suspense is over. But Pickens has already fueled speculation that a run for the governor's office is still an option in 1994. Kathy Jones, Action News 4.
Jim Baker.